In a small but lively town, where mornings began with the sound of prayer and evenings ended with the scent of soil, lived three close friends, Ali, Hamza, and Saad. They were not just friends, they were family to one another. Their bond was formed in childhood, during days when life was simple and dreams were honest. They grew up in the same street, playing cricket barefoot early in the morning, running home at noon when their mothers called, and walking to school together every evening with worn-out bags. This was their daily routine. If Ali had a new pencil, Hamza would quietly ask for half of it. If Hamza's shoes got old, Saad would joke, "Shoes may get old, but friends should never change." Ali was sharp in studies, with eyes full of dreams about the future. Hamza was quiet, but his hands carried the strength of hard work. Saad's greatest gift was his smile. He could smile even in difficult moments, and that smile often became strength for the others. Time moved forward. Final school years arrived, pressure increased, and then came the day when life demanded new decisions. Ali went to the city to pursue higher education, chasing dreams connected to books and knowledge. Hamza had to leave his studies and start working with his father because their circumstances did not allow otherwise. Saad decided to start something of his own, even if it was small. This was the first time the three were physically separated. Distances grew, but emptiness stayed in their hearts. At night, Ali often sat on the hostel roof, staring at the stars and wondering what his friends were doing. Hamza returned home exhausted after long days of labor, sitting silently and staring at the walls. Saad faced ups and downs in his small business and silently prayed that their friendship would never weaken. Within a year, life suddenly changed. Hamza's father fell seriously ill. Work stopped, expenses increased, and the burden of debt grew heavy on Hamza's shoulders. He told no one. He knew Ali was busy with his studies, and Saad was struggling in his own way. But true friendship does not need words. When Ali returned home during the holidays, he noticed that the spark in Hamza's eyes was gone. Saad also felt that Hamza was no longer the same. One evening, the three sat by the old canal, the same place where they once talked about their dreams. The silence did not last long. Hamza's voice trembled as the truth finally came out. That moment was not easy, but the decision was simple. Ali gave away his savings, the money he had carefully kept for his degree. Saad temporarily closed his business and began working day and night alongside Hamza, knew the path ahead would be difficult, but walking together was better than walking alone. The months were hard. Sometimes there were losses, sometimes disappointment, sometimes deep exhaustion. But supporting each other had become their habit. When one felt broken, another stood strong for him. When all three felt tired, Saad would tell an old story or crack a joke, making everything feel lighter. Then time turned once again. Slowly things began to improve. Hamza's father recovered, work restarted, and the burden of debt began to fade. One day, the three friends stood together again in the same street where their journey had first begun. Tears filled Hamza's eyes, but these were not tears of weakness, they were tears of gratitude. He said, "If you two were not there, I would have given up." Ali smiled and replied, "Friendship proves itself when everyone else walks away." Saad laughed and said, "And the three of us were never really separate." Life taught them that paths may change and dreams may differ, but when intentions are pure and hearts remain connected, friendship never grows old. They became a living example of the truth that real success is not found in wealth, but in the hands that hold you firmly during the hardest moments of life.